Good morning, everyone. My name is Devendra Saran. I am here for my presentation in the subject of business intelligence and data analysis. My topic is like World Health, COVID-19, global data analysis. Coming to the slides, agenda mapping the worldwide cases effects with Corona disease 2019, a highly contagious infectious disease caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus 2. It has a catastrophic effect on the world's demographics, resulting in more than 6 millions of deaths of worldwide cases as of March 2022, making the most significant global health crisis since in 1918 influenza pandemic. Coming to World Health COVID-19 global data analysis. After the first instances of the primarily respiratory viral illness were discovered in late December 2019, countries like Wuhan, Hubei province, China, SARS-CoV-2 quickly spread out throughout the world, prompting the World Health Organization to designate it a worldwide pandemic on March 11, 2020. Here, coming to these slides, which I have presented based on my analysis, I have prepared some graphs regarding that country versus community cases. This is the slide. This is the graphs which are representing the country versus community cases. Where this graph depicts the data of country versus community cases. Here the USA. Here the USA stands in the first position with highest number of cases of around 25 billion cases when the statistics were recorded. And next it was followed by India with 15 billion cases. Next it is followed by Brazil with 10 billion cases. These are the total number of cases recorded in the according to the World Health Organization. Coming to the country versus cumulative deaths. Here, these are the cumulative deaths that were recorded during this pandemic, and this the graph depicts the data of the country versus cumulative deaths. Here, the x-axis represents the countries, and the y-axis represents the number of deaths on the during this pandemic, where we can find the highest number of cumulative deaths in USA around like 400 million. This is around like 400 million, which shows of an in the country like USA. And coming to the countries like next, like it was followed by Brazil, where it was around like 300 million cases that were recorded during this pandemic. Even though in the previous slide we have seen that the Brazil stands in the second position with the number of cases, but the cumulative deaths were found in the country like Brazil, followed by India with 200 million death cases. Coming to the country versus the new cases, means after this pandemic, during this pandemic, after that again they had taken the statistics for the new cases. Here these three graphs represents the data of the country versus the new cases. Here we can find the highest number of the cases and its precedence. The USA is having the highest number of new cases, around like 80 million cases of the 80 million cases were found during this pandemic. Next, it was followed by Brazil and other countries respectively. These are the different countries where we can find the number of newly cases presenting. And also here, the USA stands in the first position with 80 million cases. Coming to the country versus the new deaths. Here, this graph depicts the country versus new deaths, where here also the USA stands with the new deaths of like 1000k deaths were recorded by the time of this data was collected. Next, it was Brazil, where it stands in the second highest new deaths with of 600k recordings, and followed by around like 500k in the India. These are the new deaths that were recorded during the during that statistics recorded period. This is the new deaths versus the cumulative deaths. Here, this is the total number of cumulative deaths that were recorded. It was this the number, and this is the number of the new cases. It was like almost like you can see the number here. That these are the new cases, and this is the cumulative deaths. Coming to the World Health Organization. Up to now, we have seen the World Health Organization all together, but now we can see the World Health Organization classified into different regions like the AFRO, AMRO, EMRO, EURO, and SERO, and WPRO. These are the different World Health Organizations with the which were plotted on the x-axis, and we can see the cumulative deaths on this in terms of millions over this y-axis. This graph depicts the data of World Health Organization versus cumulative deaths, where we can find the highest number of cumulative deaths and its precedence. Here, the AMRO stands in green with the highest number of 1200 million cumulative deaths were recorded in this region AMRO. Coming to the World Health Organization region-wise with the new cases. This is the World Health Organization with the region of the new cases. Here, the EU are recorded with the more number of cases like 200 million. Where it stands by the AMRO next to that with 150 million new cases. This is the EURO with the highest number of cases. Coming to the World Health Organization versus new deaths. Here, this graph depicts the data of World Health Organization versus new deaths. Here, we can find the highest number of new deaths and its precedence. The AMRO region stands with the World Health Organization region first with the new deaths, and next it is followed by EURO, and next it is followed by AFRO, and this AFRO is with the least number of cases, and last by AFRO. This is the dashboard which I was plotted in the table of the different statistics taking on different taking into different components, and I have created this dashboard with the cumulative death cases. This is the new death cases, cumulative deaths versus new cases. This is the World Health Organization region wise with cumulative deaths, and this is the country versus new deaths. Like this, I have plotted different graphs where you can see here with the different data. This is my dashboard of various analysis reports of the COVID-19 cases and also deaths on the worldwide 2019. Coming to the conclusion, this IC believes that SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes the COVID-19, likely arose and infected people through a small-scale encounter no later than November 2019. The first reported cluster of 2019 cases occurring in Wuhan, China in December in 2019. Furthermore, this IC is able to obtain agreement in a number of other critical topics. We believe the virus was not only created to be a biological weapon. Finally, the IC believes that China's officials were unaware of the virus until the initial breakout of COVID-19. These are the some references which I have collected this World Health COVID-19 data, where I had get these plots and graphs, everything I have collected from these links, and and my presentation was completed. Thank you for your support and guidance.